So, after doing a lot of studying on Warlord Zon'ozz, I found that the way I told you guys to try it last week was total garbage. We're not going to do that anymore. But the fact is that the actual strategy usually requires more ranged. And as we all know, we're melee heavy. And because we're so melee heavy, we require a slightly different strategy that unfortunately will result in more running, but hopefully will work out just fine for our group. Okay, so first off, I'll explain the fight. All the normal mode elements are there, the debuff, ping ponging, black phase, but now there are ads that must be killed in black phase as well. They're the flails, two of which spawn inside the pool in the middle of the room. They have roughly 310k health. There's the claw, which spawns on the edge of the pool, which has 1.8 mil health. And there are the eyes, 5 of them, which spawn on the black ovals on the outside of the room. They each have roughly 710k health. What makes this fight heroic is the black phase, in which all these ads spawn, adding debuffs and damage per ad that's up. The faster we get an ad down, the less damage everyone takes. Okay, first off, tanking perspective. There will be a green marker at the north side of the room, which is left when we zone in. Dan, I want you to start off at this marker. You can also run in and aggro the boss, and then run to this marker, but either way you have to get him there, and face him towards the blue marker, which is in the same spot as it normally is when we're on normal mode. This is the ping pong phase prep. When the orb spawns, turn the boss like normal, and we'll bounce it. However, in heroic mode, it's 5573, which is suggested for the timing of the debuffs and when it's put on people. So 5573. Remember that your stacks go up. Usually right around 5 stacks you'll be taking the most damage, so time your tanking cooldowns accordingly. Every time the boss is hit with the orb, he'll run to the center. Just remember to grab him and pull him back to the green marker. The reason why you'll take on green marker is because that's where the claw will spawn. You'll have to hold aggro on both the claw and the boss for the duration of black phase. Just remember that after black phase goes off, face the boss back at the blue marker, and then after the orb spawns, face him away. Okay, healers. You'll be assigned a specific group to heal, but first I'll talk about how we have to heal all together. All but Rodney begin in a ranged marker, so Brandon and I, and we're going to bounce the ball. When the black phase hits, it hits everyone really hard. And the reason it does is because everyone is given a debuff that starts off at 8 stacks. 1 stack per ad that's still up. So it's important that right when black phase hits that we pop Tranquility or Barrier, my bubble, or Divine Hymn or something like that. Then we're going to split into our groups. The groups are Crowing, Takuso, Horny, Cocaine, Amorian, Mag, Holy Rain, Nerix, Harlequin, and Featherheart. Brandon, the reason why you're with Crowing and Tack is because your group will have to run the farthest. You'll run to the right side of the claw after the cooldown is popped, and keep them up as they hit the eyes that they're assigned to hit in the flail. When the last eye goes down, you need to pop into kitty form and stampeding roar your group back to the claw, and immediately stack on the ranged marker. Rodney, your job is just to heal the tank and the melee DPS who are assigned to the claw and one the eyes. Now you have the most people to heal, but you also don't have to run at all. So, since you're in melee ranged anyway, you don't have to move or anything, just heal the 4 people that you're assigned. I will run with Nerix and Harlequin, and I'll DPS their eye and flail and stack up on the marker when we're done. Okay, DPS. Like I said, we're really melee heavy, so we're gonna do this strat slightly different than most people do it. You've been split into 3 groups, but first of all, melee DPS on Zon'ozz ranged on the marker with 2 of the healers. We'll bounce the ball, and when black phase hits, pop some sort of mitigation cooldown. Bark Skin, Anti-Magic Shell, Bubble, Faint, etc. And then immediately start killing your ads. Okay, group 1 is Crowing, Takuso, and Horny. You guys will be focusing on the 3 ads to the right of the claw. Tack, as soon as you see the flail and be looking for it, set your pet on it and dot it up, but then attack the very first of the eyes. Both you and Crowing will attack the same eye. When it goes down, check and see if the flail is still up. If it is, DPS it down before you head over to the second eye. After both eyes and the flail are down, stack on the ranged marker. Crowing, right when the first eye goes down, you can use Heroic Leap to get to the second eye. And then when both eyes and flail are down, group up, and then Horny will pop Stampeding Roar, which will get you guys back to the claw. Group 2 is Harlequin, Nyryx, and Featherheart. We'll be focusing on the ads to the left of the boss. Now we have to be careful though, because there's an eye that spawns directly behind the claw that is just to its left, but don't attack it. We'll lose precious time on the other ads. Nyryx, as soon as you see the flail spawn, dot it up and start killing our group's first eye with Harlequin. If the first eye goes down and the flail is still up, then kill the flail before working on the second eye. When everything else is down, stack on the ranged marker and burn the claw, and then burn the boss. Harlequin, make sure that you target the correct eye to the left of the boss, and when it goes down, attack the second eye, and then sprint back to the claw. When the claw goes down, burn the boss. I'll smite the flail as you guys work on the eyes, and then help burn the eyes before stacking back up on the ranged marker. Group 3 is Amorian and Magnabend. Amorian, you're to stay on the claw the whole time, spreading your diseases to the boss. The second the claw goes down, burn the boss. But be careful not to stand in front of him, because you can be hit with his cone damage. And Mag, you need to DPS the eye, which is directly behind the boss to its left. When it goes down, then help DPS the claw, and then burn the boss. All of the eyes can be interrupted. Watch their animation, because when they crouch down, you can use some sort of interrupt, like rebuke or kick or something like that, and it'll stop them and lower the damage on the raid. We will lust the third time that we bounce the ball, and which is when we bounce it 7 times. The fourth bounce is only 3, but if the boss is down far enough, we'll only kill the flails before burning the boss. And throughout the raid, there will also be Disrupting Shadows. It's a debuff, which is that debuff that takes 30k health when it's dispelled and knocks back the raid. It lasts for 20 seconds, so we can either have whomever is affected walk away from the raid and have it dispelled, or we can opt to heal through it. Helpful potions are pots like extra damage ones that I give out, or the swiftest pots that we can have for speed. But we'll have to decide that when we actually get in there. It will, of course, take some time to get all this down. It took us a long time to get Yorsaj, and it took us a long time to get Morchak, but that is progression. So expect a lot of wipes, and just keep trying, and I'm sure we'll get it down.